Hello, Pokemon fans, and welcome to the first ever Hakainushi Draft League tournament. 8 contestants enter, 1 man leaves with the championship title. Now, you can follow along with our preliminary matches with the draft list that is linked in the description below. Maybe this will give you an idea of where our participants' heads were when they were choosing their teams. So let's get started right away with the first match. Our buddy Guro here sends out Magneton into a Banette. Oh, it's a good hit from Volt Switch, but not quite enough to kill that Banette. Sends in their Jinx. And 1-hit KO by Shadow Claw. Should have seen it coming. Magneton comes back out. Another Volt Switch, and Banette's down. Nice trade. Volt Switch is disabled now. It's not going to matter, though. Knocked Out comes in. Fluffy sends out her Stunfisk. That discharge did a good bit of damage and paralyzed Knocked Out. It's not looking good for our hero. Oh no. The Hurricane did a good half of that Stunfisk's health and damage. Stunfisk gets the KO with another discharge. It's a cool little leftover set that Fluffy's running. Now here comes Mega Mawile. We do run a instant Mega Evolution policy for this mon. That's just to counteract the viability of being able to repeatedly switch out the Mawile for Intimidate. Fluffy making some questionable plays here. I believe in the chat they said that they kind of got a little frazzled. Misclicked Brave Bird, should have went Iron Head, but I'm not sure if Iron Head would have killed the Mawile. Ludicolo down. And can the Mawile here finish the sweep? Of course it can. Another Sucker Punch and Solrock's down. Guru Roddick goes on to the semifinals. Next match coming at you. We have Sin versus BSS. Sin starts out strong with their Sliggoo. It's an Eviolite Sliggoo set. The Ice Beam almost half, but now the Frostlass is toxic poisoned. Sin switches to Hitmontop. Laying down spikes with Frostlass. And then a Will-O-Wisp on the Hitmontop. That's going to absolutely neuter it. Yeah, that Pursuit didn't deal nearly as much damage as it should have. Hitmontop living here at a mere 3% HP. Gets a little bit of damage onto that Seviper before it finally goes down. Here comes literally Canada. And then an instant switch over to Oricorio. BSS switches over to Mr. Krabs. Takes that U-turn like a champ. In comes the Carnivine. Setting up with agility here. That Krab's probably going to outspeed everything on Sin's team. The X-Scissor did a decent amount of damage, but it wasn't enough. This Carnivine's too bulky. Switching into Slurpuff now. Another X-Scissor, not nearly as much damage. Back over to Survivor. And back into Oricorio. Sludge Wave does not kill the Oricorio, leaving it on 21% health. BSS going to switch over to Gramble now. With the U-turn, Sin switches back to Alolan Sandslash. Sets up Hell. Ooh, but Gramble's got Thunder Wave. Smart place. Sandslash gonna come in with his Tectonic Rage. Clean 70% hit on that Gramble. And then Icicle Crash will finish it. And in comes the OG, ODB. Surviving the Icicle Crash and getting a KO with Flamethrower. The Madman. Survives the hell too. Left at 3%. Switches over to Survivor. Very smart switch there. Oh, Sap Sipper on the Sliggoo. Body Slam. But in comes the Cherum. Now, I was really curious on how BSS was going to run this Cherum. Looks like he went for the Sunny Day setup, as expected. But yeah, this is a Swords Dance return Cherum. That Paralysis is really putting in work on that Cherum. Body Slam, just not enough. Cherum sets up another Swords Dance, but oh no. The sunlight fades, and Cherum's back to being kind of useless. And another Body Slam takes it out. Very good team put together by Sin. Has a lot of good pivot choices. And this Sliggoo's just a monster. Finally gets taken out by the crab. In comes Oricorio. And a U-turn to switch back. Only Drampa remains, and if I recall, it only has 3% HP remaining. Yep. Gets another KO with Flamethrower. But yeah, this Slurpuff is going to eat it for breakfast. And Sin moves on to the semifinals. It's a very good match compared to the last one. Alright, here we have French Chocolate facing Taikanor. Ninjask and Duskull to start. Tyke goes ahead and switches to Oricorio. Ninjask sets up a Swords Dance. But Oricorio's Dancer allows it to copy it. A Baton Pass from Ninjask and over into Jet or Bruce Lee. That Revelation Dance does a good chunk of damage to the Hitmonlee, but it's just not enough. Goes down to the Stone Edge. In comes Torkoal. Oh, it survives with the Sash, though, and it's going to get that revenge kill with the Gyro Ball. In comes Palisand, sets up Stealth Rocks. Torko gets off his rest. The Earth Power knocks it down to 9%. It's going to use Gyro Ball. It's not going to deal nearly as much damage as would be expected. Palisand's just not fast enough to really make the speed difference that great. In comes the Shiftry. Gets a KO with the Leaf Blade. Shiftry is definitely not a mon to sleep on. Ninjas comes back out. Gets a one-hit crit with the U-turn. In comes Dugong. And Tykanor's back to Duskull now. With the Toxic. Avalanche dealing a good bit of damage. Oh, dirty. Tyke protecting, letting the Toxic put in the work for him. Goes for another Protect, it fails. He's not taking nearly enough damage for this Dugong to kill him just yet, though. The next Protect. And the Surf takes out the Duskull, and Dugong goes down with it. Ninjas comes back out. Tyke sends out Chansey. Ninjas hides behind its sub. And Chansey's Toxic fails. From this point, this Ninjas pretty much has free reign to set up as it pleases. Yeah, that Drain Punch isn't going to break that substitute. Another Swords Dance. Chansey comes in with a Seismic Toss, breaks the sub finally. But Ninjas just sets up another substitute. The Toxic fails. This Ninjas is at max attack now. He's gonna Baton Pass over to Zangoose, of course. Icicle Crash breaks the sub, but I believe it's too late for Tyke here. Yeah, this toxic orb facade is just going to end it. And Max, aka French Chocolate, moves on to the semifinals. A lot of good matches so far, but let's roll over to the last one. We have Anubis, aka Hero of Time, going against Clubbing Seal Club. Ainu's going to start with Ribombi, but instantly switch over to Gastrodon. Much better choice for taking on the sassy BDSM lizard. Salazzle, a really strong pick by Seal. Goes over into Aromatisse. And then Ainu switches over to Darmanitan. Darmanitan's going to pull the U-turn. Back over to Ribombi. Ooh, and a big hit from Moonblast. Ribombi's special attack's lowered. It's going to Roost. Another Moonblast. Still not quite enough. Ribombi sets up the sticky web. And Aromatisse in with the nasty plot. It's going for the kill. It's going to make sure that this little fly dies. And a Trick Room in its face. This is a really nasty set that Sills brought with this Aromatisse, Trick Room, Nasty Plot, Moonblast, and I believe Psyshock? Yeah. Gastrodon ends up surviving the hit, gets its infestation off. Anubis sends out Trevenant. Trevenant takes the hit. Eats its Citrus Berry back up to 39. Gets off the Will-O-Wisp. Harvests another Citrus Berry. Eats it. Back to 64%. And a Horn Leech will bring it back to 86. Another nasty plot from Aromatisse. This Mon means business. Another Horn Leech. Almost. Still sets up another Trick Room. He's planning on sweeping Anubis' entire team. Anubis switches over to Mega Sableye. Moonblast one-hit KOs it. And now into Darmanitan. Another nasty plot from Aromatisse. But that Darmanitan's going to get its KO with Flare Blitz. Now Sil sends out Breloom. It's going to get the sleep off with Spore, but don't count that Darmanitan out just yet. Hiding behind a sub. It's got his Toxic Heal going. Definitely not the typical Breloom set that you see. Switches over to Venomoth. Venomoth takes the hit well. Smart play by Anubis here. Anubis is just going to bug buzz this thing to death. Straight past the sub. Salazzle comes in. Eats the Psychic, left at 10%. Flamethrower KOs Venomoth. Now it's down to Darmanitan, and it's still asleep. First turn, doesn't wake up. Sludge Wave takes it down to 12%. It's on its last hair. Darmanitan wakes up and gets the Stone Edge, KOing Salazzle. Basil's got this in the bag. He switches to Lantern. Darmanitan's Zen Headbutt is just not enough. It goes down to the Scald. And that is the end of the preliminary round. Sil moves on to the semifinals. We had some great matches here. Some poor plays here or there, but I'm proud of my participants nonetheless. Next time, we'll be in the semifinal rounds, and hopefully, things will get a lot more interesting.